So UFC 325 just took place, and talk about a good card. Nothing really that bad, nothing horrible. It was like a really, really good fight night in my opinion. It wasn't very stacked heavy, but the fights kind of delivered. Like, I really did enjoy this card. The first fight of the card wasn't that insane. Solon Grumble versus Louis. It was a split decision. I got the pick at least, but he just kind of grappled Heady Solon Grumble to like a decision pretty much. He didn't really have anything that crazy on the feet. He did land some shots, but it was nothing insane. So we didn't really start off very strong, but at least I got the pick there. So in the second fight of the night, Nakamura versus Delay. What the freaks, Delay, man? You really sold on me. Like, what were you doing? Like, he was winning the fight pretty unanimously, and then he kept making the same read over and over again and kept engaging in like the final 2 minutes of round 3. Like, I don't understand that, man. You really sold on me. Oh man, what were you doing, Delay, bro? You were winning and then you were not. Like, I don't know what you were doing there, man. But let's move on to the next one. Kim versus Fawn. Pretty decent fight, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was kind of interesting to watch. Fawn kind of got to him in the later rounds, especially round 2 and 3, and kind of cooked him there. So it was kind of rough to see Kim kind of not have the best defense when it comes to striking, but he did pretty decent. Not that bad as I thought he would do on the feet, but decent scrap, nothing that insane, but Fawn got the victory, so it was pretty nice to go 2-1 so far. I thought I wasn't getting any more wrong after that, but yeah, we all make mistakes there. So now moving on to the next one. Ofli versus Yitsa. I kind of got robbed here. Like, I thought Yitsa could have won. Even though after rewatching round 1, people kind of overglazed Yitsa rocking Ofli, because even Ofli hurt Yitsa and also had more moments in round 1. So I didn't really mind the decision here, but I kind of did get robbed, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just he won round 3, I thought, pretty clearly. And round 2, Yitsa arguably got a 10-8. Like, he was beating his butt. And then I think he dropped him like 2 or 3 times. Like, I don't know how that wasn't a draw, but I don't know. It was a little fishy because of the Australians. So I'm not saying I got robbed, but I do kind of think it is crazy they all gave him a unanimous decision there. It was a little fishy to me, but hey, what can I do there? Moving on. Also, I was 2-2 here, so it's kind of tough for me. But now moving on, moving on to the next one. McCullough versus Oban Elliott. I was so worried in this fight, man, for McCullough, because he was getting schooled on the feet for like a solid round and a half. And then all of a sudden he got a takedown and took down Elliott by accident. It was literally kind of fluky. I'm not getting capped with you, but I don't care. I got the pick. I almost went 2-3, so I'm just happy I got the pick. I really am, because I was so worried. I'm like, damn, I'm going to do terribly on this card, but McAuliffe, man, he's a little crafty, man. He saw the takedown. He took down Elliott, man. Oh, I was so worried. But I feel bad for Elliott, man. That was kind of tough to see him get choked out like that. But what can you do, man? Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Malkoon versus Taurus Finney. Talk about a beatdown, pretty much. Finney didn't do nothing in the fight. Like, he tried throwing some overhands in round 3, and that was pretty much it. He didn't do nothing in the fight, but just get beat up by a jab, and Malkoon just beating him up pretty much. It was nothing really that crazy. Like, I was kind of surprised Malkoon couldn't finish him, especially, I think, in round 2, he, like, dropped him or, like, rocked him bad, and he still didn't finish him. Like, I was like, what? What are you doing? Like, he just kind of like took position over like going for a finish. It was kind of lame, but Malkoon just beat the brakes off of him. I wasn't expecting this. I thought Malkoon would win like a boring decision, but no, I was wrong. Freaking, he dominated Taurus Finney. Good luck on him, and I don't know, I don't have anything else to add. The only thing I found out, like, he boxed at one point. Like, I didn't even know that. I never see him have that clean of hands ever, but I guess it's because Taurus Finney doesn't really have that much on the feet. I think that's the reason why, but good win on Malkoon. But now, moving on to the next one. Roaston versus Brundage. This fight kind of went how I thought it was going to go. The only thing I didn't predict it lasting until round 3. I didn't expect Roaston to take Brundage that long to finish, but I don't mind it that much because Brundage didn't really do much and he kind of just tried to survive pretty much. He wasn't really trying to win. It's a weird one. It was kind of like watching Anthony Smith fight in his prime, you know? Like, he doesn't really go out there to try to win. He just kind of goes out there to try to survive. Especially when he just curled up in the ball and just accepted his fate pretty much. It was kind of sad to watch, especially when Brundage had a good coach. Like, the coach was actually giving good advice. It's just Brundage was not taking none of it. It was actually kind of sad to watch because you rarely see any good coaches give good advice, because every time like I see a coach give advice now, is either the fighter is clearly losing and telling them that they're up 2-0 or like 1-0. I'm like, what? He clearly got dominated in that round. What are you talking about? It's 1-1 or is it 2-0? Like, what are you talking about, man? But you can change your fighter pretty much. Even though you're a good coach, you can change how they fight. So that's kind of tough for the coach. I do recommend him trying to find new fighters maybe. That would actually be good for him, but anyways, let's move on to the next one. Tafa versus Alicante. I kind of predicted this fight on point pretty much. I said round 2 sub and it happened. So Tafa did a little bit better than I thought he would though. On the feet, he's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. He actually kind of improved his striking a bit. But his takedown defense had gotten better a little bit, but it wasn't good enough to stop Alicante, take him down and sub him. So I kind of feel bad for Tafa, but I think he can make a comeback pretty sure. Like, it's light heavyweight, so he could get a knockout here and there probably. So anyways, let's move on to the next one. Quillen Salkill versus Molarkey. It was kind of tough for Molarkey because he kind of looks like a victim, even in this picture as I seen him. I don't know why he would take a picture like that and expect anybody to pick him, but it was kind of tough. He did take down Quillen Salkill, which kind of worrisome at first, but like Quillen kind of scrambled right back up and subbed him pretty much. It was nothing that crazy, but at least Quillen won. That's pretty much it. That was the only highlight of the fight. Like, he just won. That's it. There was nothing that impressive. But good win on Quillen Salkill. So let's move on to the next one. Tai Tuivasa versus Teixeira, bro. Don't let me fall asleep. We were so close, bro. Tai Tuivasa was so close in round 3. We were about to finish Teixeira, and then freaking Teixeira just had to not get finished. That was so annoying. Teixeira kind of dominated the fight, kind of clearly the first 2 rounds, but man, Tai, bro. Like, I know you got exhausted. That was also kind of messing me up. I don't know why the commentators kept saying like, oh, why is Tai not engaging and trying to finish him? Like, he's exhausted as well. Like, he is completely gassed. That's why he's hugging Teixeira. You acting like he wants to be there. Like, that was a very annoying thing about the commentary team, but that's whatever. That's whatever. It was kind of tough seeing Tai go out like that, man. I thought we were going to get out the losing streak, but there's always next time, and it's going to be more bums, so he could win those. So, and also, not that bad of a pick in hindsight. It almost happened, man. It did almost happen, man. So, I take a more victory in that. So, let's move on to the next one. Rafael Fiziev versus Rufi. I was wrong on this one, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Fiziev was gonna beat Rufi, and he was doing pretty well. It's just Rufi caught him pretty much. I didn't think Rufi was gonna knock out Fiziev like that. I really didn't. Like, I thought he was too low output to put out Fiziev, but I was wrong here. Well, not in the aspect when it comes to him being low active, because that was one of the main reasons why Fiziev was looking so good for a bit. But Rufi got it done end of the day, so it's kind of tough for Fiziev because I don't know what's next for him really. I guess he could fight like, I don't know, like a Moicano rematch? Something like that. I don't know what you can really do with Fiziev now, but it's kind of tough. I didn't think I was gonna get that wrong, but it's whatever. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Dan Hooker versus BST. I don't know what happened. Dan Hooker was literally doing his thing. He was pretty much doing so well. Like, I don't know what he was thinking when he tried going for a takedown and like staying in the grappling sequence. He didn't have to do that. Like, literally, round 1 was clear Hooker. I don't know how people were scoring there for BSD. I know he got a takedown, but, like, he wasn't landing anything that crazy on the feet. And he didn't really land any ground and pound, but that's besides the point. I'm just shocked that he went for that takedown. It was so unnecessary, but what can you do? It was a small mistake, but a big one from Dan Hooker's part because it cost him the fight pretty much. It was kind of tough seeing Hooker go out like that, but what can you do? I got the pick anyway, so I'm just happy there. But Hooker, you were so close, man. You literally had the fight, but he shot a takedown. So dumb. He didn't shoot a takedown. He was like in a weird grappling sequence he could have got out of if he disengaged, but he didn't. But it's whatever. Let's move on to the next one. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes did a lot better than I thought he would in this fight. Like, he actually improved. He was going for body kicks, leg kicks. He was doing stuff that I wanted him to do. He was doing everything right, but he just didn't have enough for Volk. Like, he was giving Volk struggle for a bit and won round 2 and arguably won round, I think, what was it, 3? When he dropped him. Like, he did a lot better in the fight when it comes to, like, a technical aspect, but it's just he didn't have enough for Volkanovski. Volkanovski's too good, and he lost, man. It's kind of tough to see him lose like that, but hey, at least I got the prediction. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, bro. We got the prediction on the Volkanovski pick, man. We did pretty good on the card, man. We only got 4 wrong, and one of them was arguably a robbery, man. So I'm just glad I did decent on the card because I wasted so many hours on those Asian fighters, bro. I rewatched so many. Well, I only watched like 2 of them each. It just had to sit there and rewatch them and debate who's better. I was gonna pick Nakamura. That's the most annoying part. And then I went with Zale because I'm like, okay, he's a little bit more technical of a striker, and plus Nakamura is not that crazy when it comes to power. So I'm like, okay, I'll pick Zale, and plus I think Zale was an underdog, wasn't he? If he's not, then I kind of made a bad mistake. But just like Nakamura was getting schooled for like the first 2 rounds, and then he just caught Zale. So it wasn't that bad of a pick, but still, I wish I picked freaking Nakamura, but it's whatever. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my full card recap, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching, and that's it. And also, God bless all of you. I want to add that as well. So talk to you maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm gonna make that Oliveira versus Batista full card prediction, or even the prediction itself. I don't know yet, but God bless all of you, and that's it.